There we go, the score screen has been updated. Spawning in the top right hand corner, it is going to be the blue Protoss player from Easy Visualize. It is SnOvSki. And last time we played on Deadwing, we also had a cross spawn, and SnOvSki's Blink Stalker micro was just a little bit too good. Also the numbers were a little bit too high for ZPR to deal with. But still, he showed some amazing skill in that game too. ZPR, of course, the yellow Zerg player who has spawned in the bottom left corner of the map. And let's see if he wants to go for that 3 hatch before pool build once more. Now his early pool in that last game definitely worked out for him. He's been able to eke out 2 wins because of that, because of those early pools. So let's have a look. No early pools for him on this map, because it's not the best map for very early pools. There are of course 2 options where his opponent could have spawned. Can be in the top left corner, where he is of course not, and in the top right, because the horizontal spawns once again have been disabled, because it just makes Terran a little bit too strong if you're sieging up each other's third base. So a gateway opening for SnOvSki, not going to go for full aggression. We do have that hatchery first from ZPR. I can imagine him doing that on this map. Of course, the only decision that remains for him now, is he going to make a spawning pool, is he going to take a gas, or is he going to take another hatchery? Those are pretty much the 3 options that he has at this point. So let's see which one he's going to be going for. Now the first Overlord already going towards that top left corner. He's almost going to reach that very soon too. And we do have that Nexus coming down. SnOvSki really liking that one gateway before any gases and cybernetic score. He wants to take that Nexus just in order to keep his macro going as quickly as possible. Now we do have a gas coming through and the spawning pool building for ZPR, so he's not going to go full macro mode in this game. In case SnOvSki plays it a little bit too greedy, it can still be punished quite severely by ZPR in this case. But the probe is going to see that there is no third base just yet for ZPR, but that there is going to be a natural base currently building for him already. And he knows he's not in the bottom right corner, so he knows ZPR is here. But at the same time, ZPR already confirms that SnOvSki is not in the top left corner pretty much, as he does not see a Nexus just yet. And one base strategies, especially on a map as huge as this one, are not very popular. So everything does get confirmed by SnOvSki. He sees that there is already a gas on the way and that it's currently being mined from. So he is going to be returning back home. There's not a whole lot that he can see at this point. Also, any Zerglings that are going to come out are going to chase him away from that third base immediately. But let's see how long ZPR is going to delay that third base. Now the wall off for SnOvSki slowly will get started. Cybernetic core on the way, but of course immediately getting that mothership core, which is so incredibly powerful in the early game against any Zerg player, because they do not have any anti-air that they can get across the map. Now Zealot, however, is out at this point. And the Zerglings are going to be a little bit annoying here, but the mothership core should be able to deal with them. You can just chase them around. 2 Zerglings, they should not get too much damage done, especially if one of them already very low on health. Does not focus a weakened one down, but still only one more tickle and it will go down. Just making sure that there's a little bit lost mining time. But behind this, ZPR is heavily droning up. 9 more drones on the production tab just now. Zergling speed about to finish up, but this Zergling will never be able to use that upgrade as it dies off to the tickle cannon of the sentry. Now the wall off is complete. Another gateway inside the wall. What do we see? A third gateway is going to come through. Are we going to see a 4th gateway and some pressure come through? Or is he just going to macro up? No, it's going to be a forge. So he's going to be starting those upgrades relatively soon after this too. Now the third base is going to be on the way for ZPR. With that metabolic boost, those Zerglings are going to take full map control at this point, because they will be able to surround any Protoss army incredibly soon. Mothership core is still going to push any Zerglings away from the front though. So I cannot be too aggressive with that, but the Zerglings will be able to take the Xel'Naga watchtowers, and there's not a whole lot that SnOvSki can do about it at this point. Just both players working on their macro. And also I really like this, we are going to see that +1 Carapace upgrade on the way for ZPR, which means that the +1 Zealots of SnOvSki are going to be a lot less effective, as they still need 3 shots to kill a Zergling at that point. And that could indicate that we are going to see a Zergling heavy style, but it can also It can also mean that ZPR just did not make a decision just yet about whether he wants to go Roach Hydra or if he wants to go Zergling styles. Now, Hallucinated Phoenix is going to scout everything. Spore Crawlers are coming up once more. We should see a Spore Crawler in the third base very soon because he knows that SnOvSki is not afraid to use those Dark Templars in the early games. But I believe we do not have any tech from him just yet. No, he did go for that very quick third base behind this, and he did dump all of his gas into those sentries, which means that we should see a Twilight Council follow-up. Yes, there we go. It does get started right there. And from that point forth, he's just going to produce a lot of Stalkers for the defense, and he can also use them offensively, as the Zerglings are just keeping their way at the front. And they really like the use of those pillars to keep those Overlords safe. But with a Mothership Core, he's still going to be able to do quite a bit of damage. Now 12 more Zerglings on the way. We're already sitting at 59 drones for ZPR at this point. And he's really getting that third base saturated pretty quickly. Blink's still a long way off, but with Blink done, it could be the start of some aggression coming through. But these pilers, with those 4 Overlords, they grant ZPR just so much vision. This one Overlord a little bit derping a bit because he's next to the flame. He's like, I'm hot enough, I don't need a flame to keep me warm right there. But the Hallucinated Phoenix is still keeping everything going right there. Wolof has completed here too. That's a lot of sentries. He has 10 sentries right here. He can force field for days. Those Zerglings, they've all been produced, but they are pretty much useless at this point. They are not going to be effective at all. But the one Zergling at the 4th base will be able to deny any 4th bases that can be taken. But the Stalkers, they should come through very quickly. Robotics facility also on the way behind the wall at the 3rd base. And this Hallucinated Phoenix is very, very ballsy right there, but it's not going to do a whole lot. Sees that the Hydralisk Den is finishing up. And also the Spire, has that already been spotted by SnOvSki? I'm very curious about that, but we do have a move out. Or a few of those Stalkers getting caught out. He wants to get the probe, that means no more reinforcements. And that's going to delay this push even a little bit more. But he's losing a lot of Zerglings in order to make that happen. But does he know about the Spire? That's what I'm curious about. It is currently building, and he has seen it, so he should be aware of that. But Blink Stalkers, they're a pretty natural counter to those. Wants to go for another probe. If he can get it, it will be huge. Yes, he does get it. The probe is not safe in this position, so I would not be surprised to see a War Prism from that, from the Stargate. Those Stalkers, they are high enough in number to kill off all of those Zerglings. But now unit production should really come through for ZPR. Has to be very careful not to get supply blocked because that Overlord is going to go down. 2 more are on the way, but he's quite supply blocked at this point, and that means no unit production for now, and he really needs all the units that he can get. Current army supply is pretty similar, but Protoss army with this many force fields and with Blink on those Stalkers is going to be able to trade quite cost efficiently. Finally, a pylon does get up on the other side of the map, and SnOvSki can continue his push with a lot of gateways behind us. How many gateways does he have in total? 9 warp gates currently, and 1 that is not warped into warp gate. So 10 gateways in total. That's a lot of Blink Stalkers. Just a few waves and you're going to be maxed out. The 4th base has already been saturated. The rocks have been killed off, so he can evacuate those drones in case it is necessary. And there's another pylon just to make this army come through a little bit faster. Hydralisk production has begun. There's no burrow on these units just yet. Can sometimes be very useful. There we go. The first set of force fields. The 4th base getting completely zoned out. And those drones, they're trapped in the corner. But first, of course, he wants to get the hatchery. The production is very valuable for ZPR. He's trying to get into position, but he's very careful still because those force fields, if they cut this army in half, it is still not going to be a very good day for ZPR. And so much energy on those 10 sentries. He can force field for days, and there we go. The drones were not able to evacuate in time just yet. 2 of them already going to go down. Nice last-minute force field, giving hope to those drones. But they are not going to get out of there alive. They're all going to get killed off. But behind this, 11 Mules on the way. He started production of them right now. +2 attack upgrade. 4 Zerglings are on the way, and also the +1, +1 missile attack for the Mules. Excuse me, not for the Mules, but for the Roach and Hydralisk. Oh, a few of those Mules being rallied on the wrong side of the map. They're going to go for a counter-attack, but there's not a whole lot of Mules that can make a difference right now. and so many force fields are going to come through. But a lot of those sentries, they are actually dying off, and there's still a lot of Hydralisks behind this. Will he be able to hold on? While all of this is going on, he's going to force Warpins back at home. As there are those extra, there are those Mules inside the main base. Where's the Mothership Core actually? Currently, he doesn't have a Mothership Core. Just 42 Stalkers, quite a few of them, and the Stalkers, they do not do any bonus damage against those. They do not do bonus damage against those Mules, so they have to get out of there. Oh, blink forward. Finally, they're high enough in number. 9 probes have been killed off. Definitely some counter harassment coming down. Oh, he has to micro them away. He's just sacrificing them at this point, but only 4 are left. We'll get another one. Yeah, 3 are left. He got the kill on another one. But the Stalker's still posturing at the front. 4 sentries are left. 6 of them have been killed off. That means in total. But now here are Banelings as well. And once that force field energy is gone, those Banelings are going to make a difference. It's hard to blink micro against those Stalkers, but the spread was pretty decent. And SnOvSki is committing up this ramp. That's always a very dangerous thing to do. Now pure blink Stalkers, no extra supporting units. But the army of ZPR is shrinking in number. SnOvSki has the supply lead. The Mules on the other side of the map not doing too much damage at this point. They're just not high enough in number. And all of these Mules, they are, all of these Hydralisks are dying slowly but surely. They're not popping out fast enough. And there's the GG. SnOvSki takes the win and takes the show match, the best of 9. With a 5-3 victory, so congratulations to him. He has definitely shown his skill, but ZPR definitely showing his skill as well. I must say that this was quite a beautiful show match to watch.